suppose it started long before I even noticed. A shadow on the edges of my memory, a breath on the back of my neck, an unshakable feeling that something was always there with me, watching, protecting me, and perhaps loving me in silence. I think I always knew. It started when I was in high school. I felt it, but it was comforting back then. I would sit alone, feeling like there was a presence near me, like someone cared in their own quiet way. I convinced myself it was my imagination, a teenage mind playing tricks on me. There was a boy, quiet, always looking at me from a distance. He never spoke, just watched. And there was something tender in that gaze, a longing. Sometimes I'd catch a glimpse of him, hiding a smile when I looked back at him. I always wondered what he was thinking, but he never approached. He just vanished one day. I later heard that he passed away in a car accident. It was so sudden. I felt grief, guilt even. I didn't understand why, but it felt like I'd lost someone important, and I couldn't explain it to anyone. That feeling should have faded with time, but it didn't. It only grew stronger. When I got married, when I had children, I should have felt complete, but I didn't. I always felt him, a presence just beyond the corner of my eye, just out of reach. Sometimes, at night, I'd wake up to the sound of a whisper, just a breath, but soft, as if someone were lying beside me, murmuring my name. My husband was sound asleep next to me, but I knew there was someone else there. I could feel him, as if he was lying between us, as if he belonged there, as if he believed he belonged there. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. I'd see shadows where there were none. I'd feel a weight on my bed, a gentle touch on my shoulder. And every time I looked, every single time, there was no one there. I started staying up late, pretending to read, just so I wouldn't be alone with whatever was haunting me. Then one night, I felt him more clearly than ever. It was as if he was sitting right beside me, close enough to feel his breath on my skin. I remember whispering, "Why are you here? Why do you keep watching me?" There was no answer, of course, just silence. But I felt him there, his sadness wrapping around me, like he was waiting for me to remember him, like he was waiting for me to feel the love he'd carried for so long. My life was falling apart. I could barely sleep. My husband was worried. My kids sensed my fear. I couldn't go anywhere without feeling eyes on me, hearing faint whispers just out of reach. I began to lose myself, lose my grasp on reality. And one night, I gave in. I whispered, "If you're there, show me. I need to see you." I closed my eyes, and the room went completely silent. I felt a cold touch, feather light, brush against my cheek, and when I opened my eyes, I swear, I saw him, just for a moment, standing there, looking at me with the same quiet, heart-wrenching gaze. I knew then that he would never leave. He had loved me in life, and in death his love had only grown. It was a love that death couldn't erase, a love that had turned into this haunting, this obsession. And so, I live my life in his shadow. I feel him beside me when I sleep, watching over me as I go about my day. I've learned to live with it, because in some twisted way, he has become a part of me, a secret presence that will never let go. I think I've come to terms with it. It's terrifying, yes, but there's something else. There's a kind of comfort, a solace in knowing that someone loved me so deeply that they stayed even beyond death. Maybe one day he'll finally move on, or maybe he'll wait for me until I'm ready to join him.